Good morning. How are you guys all doing? It's Rhea here with my Paragraph Share. Just got done a workout and it's a little bit overcasty today, but it looks like the sun is trying to peek through. So anyways, when I was working out and biking to the gym today, I was questioning myself, questioning my higher self, if it was even productive or necessary to share my paragraphs. I was questioning if it was old energy and if I should just kind of dismiss it. I wrote it 10 years ago and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just kind of bringing up old energy and stuff that's already been processed and worked through and doesn't need to be brought up again. So I was questioning that. And the answer was no. It is good to revisit. Think of it this way. You know when you're in school and at the end of a marking period, hey Kelly, love you. At the end of a marking period or at the end of a trimester, we have these tests. And it's to show that we have absorbed, that we have learned what we're supposed to learn up to that point. And then when we go to the next trimester or the next grade, we take what we've learned from the past year initially. You know how sometimes the beginning of the school year seems like review? It seems really easy. Well, that's what I was questioning. I was questioning these chapters, like, this seems common sense, but you know, but the whole book, my paragraphs, it seems kind of common sense. It seems like stuff we already know. But what they are building blocks used to expand upon, because when I do the paragraph, I kind of channel more information expanding that paragraph. And the book itself is based on breaking through beliefs and paradigms of the past. And when you do that, you're always expanding upon those insights or the expansion. And beliefs, paradigms, dogma, that has been created throughout time of people looking without for their answers instead of within. And through the density, it creates density, and then it goes on for generation and generation. That density keeps building and it becomes more solid and integrated, those old beliefs, those old dogmas, those old teachings. But those began from looking for our answers without and then adopting them as truth, when we really always had the answers within. So this book, in essence, is about bursting through those dogmas, beliefs, and having ourselves actually look within whatever it was I was bringing up in the paragraph, in the chapter. And what it was my accumulation or my insight to truths that I didn't believe sat true in my heart, and bursting through them to a greater awareness and expansion. In reviewing these, they act as core beliefs of new energy. They act as core beliefs of breaking through old paradigms, dogmas, and all of that. So they act as expanded thoughts for us to internalize, for us to look within and ask ourselves, do I believe this? How can I expand upon this expansion? And do I need it anymore? Are these paragraphs of information, of core building blocks, something that you don't need as part of your building blocks? Or something you need, but you've expanded upon even greater to take forward in the next area of your life, to the next level? Yes, a lot of it does to apply to things now, Kelly. Thank you so much. I was listening, and what kind of ignited my answer was I was listening to Shri and Kira, and they were talking about how they wrote a book in 2003, like 15 years ago, and everything that they wrote rings true today. And then as they were talking, I was being spoken to by my spirit and saying, yeah, there was a reason I popped into this video as I was biking, because it totally related, as everything always does. It's synchronistic. We will receive the answer on the outside that is speaking to us within, of how this book operates for me. Because I didn't want to share things that weren't even helpful in this day, age, or time for me or for others. I didn't want to elaborate on old energy, but I was told that no, it's not old energy. They are building blocks and core beliefs for you to take and expand upon and bring to your next level, to your next grade. And it's not that we are being tested, because ultimately we create whatever we want through our perception, but we want to make sure that our perception isn't still like clicked, locked into beliefs that were created from looking on the outside, passed down through generations and generations, creating the illusion of something that is real, what is not. So the book, ideally, in the paragraphs that I share and the knowledge are for you guys to, and as well as myself, to look within and expand upon those core teachings, realizations, insights that I received through my own questioning. So I'm going to continue my paragraph shares, and whoever's guided to watch them will watch them, and whoever isn't. And it always matters what I'm focused on or what you're focused on, because that's the reality that you truly create, even if no one else ever receives what you're sharing, as long as you do, because you are the creator of your reality. All right, so I always ask for our spirit, higher self, which is our inner self, to bring forth a paragraph that will help us to expand our energy to higher levels of frequency in order to go to the next level. To produce and create a world that is representative of our highest frequency. Not man-made, not illusionary, not those based in untruths, even though whatever you believe you create, but it isn't the ultimate truth per se. All right. So this is the paragraph for today. And if I come across a paragraph that I read, I'll usually, like last night, I will redraw a paragraph. And it says, I once read that pain is a part of life, but suffering is a choice. It made me question if suffering was any good. But I believe it too can be a gift that ironically awakens us to our inner self, our true self. As we endure the suffering, we are able to shed old beliefs that are limiting to all that we are. We shed these old beliefs and conditioning that no longer serve us, for ourselves and for the world. And hopefully someday suffering too will be an outdated belief that no longer serves us. As we shed outdated, non-serving beliefs, we will no longer perceive them into existence. And then I have this little blurb. It says, shed that which no longer serves you so that you may live in joy. And it's kind of funny because that paragraph kind of went to what I was talking about, how this book was representative of breaking through beliefs, gives us a chance to revisit and to expand upon it and take and extract that which brings us into those higher frequencies and higher awareness. And what it says is, we have created suffering to a point ultimately to shift us, because all suffering truly is unalignment. We're believing in something that is not true. And so what happens is, when something is believed long enough, and what it's doing is creating more density in the 3D, and it is creating in our life, and if it's something that is not to our highest alignment and frequency, it causes suffering, because it is time to almost like break through that belief, shed it, because it is not in alignment. And it might have even served us at one point, but not necessarily now. So suffering really is a gift in that it asks us to look at ourselves and say, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? And then we can break down those walls. We can break through them and enter a place of greater peace and joy as we realize it doesn't serve us. And what it says also is, it mentioned pain, like something to the human, like a breakup of a relationship. Okay, let's say there's this relationship and they broke up, and one of the parties, it was painful. So that's kind of inevitable. Through the ego, you're going to experience pain, but suffering comes in that long term. Are you going to look at that as a negative experience? Are you going to carry the pain of that forever? And then what it does is it festers and it causes suffering. And then that, it's like spoiled fruit. It merges into all the other fruit and it kind of spoils it. It spoils other experiences in your life. So when you feel that pain, Even the pain itself is letting you know you're believing in something that isn't true or in alignment to who you really are, because you might think, oh, I need that relationship, or it's sad that I'm not in that relationship. But that relationship was just, it culminated, it fulfilled its purpose, it fulfilled its contract, and now it's time to move on beyond that relationship to greater. But I know that's easier said than done. So the human emotions want to kind of hold on to that feeling. But that pain, too, is caused by thinking that something is not right or is not as it should be. And that, too, is a gift. I think of pain as more like that short-term burst of in alignment. And then the suffering is more of a longer, dragged out festering of that pain. So both are representative of ultimately untruth, because the only truth that always is consistent is love and light, and which God is, that is what you are, love, light, which has the aspects of joy, peace, bliss, abundance, all of those higher vibrations and frequencies. And if you are feeling anything other than that, it really isn't truth. But the pain and the suffering is to let us know that, hey, bang, a little wake-up call, we're believing in something that is not true. So that's all this paragraph is saying. And then as you shed that, you live in joy, because the joy can come out of you. If you're holding the joy here, like in here, but you have this belief and it can't maybe just come out in tiny little spots in between the fingers. But if you remove that, blocking the joy, that shield, that illusion, preventing the joy from emanating, if you remove it, then it's just going to come out of you and emanate. And not that everything, we chose this experience, we co-contracted it, so everything at its root is as it should be, no matter what, because we chose to experience it. We came to heal, transcend, expand upon everything that we're experiencing. So everything really is a gift. But when we get caught up in those little human moments, it's a reminder that we're just out of alignment. And even me, I was feeling kind of shitty about thinking, oh man, maybe I shouldn't be doing these paragraphs. And I was starting to have doubt overcome me, and then afraid of looking like whatever. And so I had all these negative things starting to come to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to do my paragraph first thing. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to go connect to Mother Earth, because I felt like I needed to go for a bike ride to the gym. And I felt so much better. And in the higher frequencies of Mother Earth, then I started creating openings as I opened, and then I could receive the truth or information, because I like to talk about, like truths and share and all that kind of stuff, and it's fun for me. But then when I bring in the doubt or start worrying about others' perception or thinking I'm doing something wrong or thinking blah, 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 then it starts creating that heavier, dense energy, which could feel a little painful. Anything other than joy feels a little painful. When you've experienced the joy and then you feel the pain, then it's even greater contrast. So what was I saying? So even I was starting to experience that. And then as the truth was revealed, or I tuned into the truth within, then it felt better. And then I'm like, yeah, then I got excited and felt that new excitement and said, oh yeah, I'm going to do that paragraph. When I get back, I see that unicorns are finding you. Oh my God, Kelly. So I was wondering if you saw that, because you said, you and Tori were so beautiful, and I love that reading. And you said I was going to start seeing unicorns. Well, guess what? Yes, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before too, and I think it was the black dragon that Tori pulled. I saw a dragon in the trees too. And I'm like, holy crap, there's that black dragon. And I never see dragons. And it was, the form of it was as plain as day. And then, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before I saw the dragon, but then later that day, Christy's pulling unicorn cards. And I'm like, oh, what the heck? Unicorn's my thing right now. She pulled three. I'm a life path 3. And then my daughter Chantel sent me a necklace, and it came with a little unicorn card. And I'm like, there's number 4. And 4 represents kind of what I was even talking about today, building blocks, building foundation. Unicorn representing, the magic, and I don't even remember everything it stood for, but it was so funny that I got 4 unicorns yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. It was immediately after I read Christy's 3 cards, and then immediately Bob says, oh, this came for you, and there's another unicorn. So you were so right. I'm seeing them everywhere. And the dragon too, the black dragon came to me. So yeah, thank you. And it's fun. And then I asked myself, well, am I just seeing the unicorns because I brought it to my attention, and then you know how the outside world reflects that energy? But either way, if you're experiencing that energy, it's going to reflect. And if it's an energy representing a high frequency, just because you brought your attention to it, then yeah, that is exactly how the laws of the universe work. The energy that you are, through bringing your focused awareness to it, create it. Hence the unicorns. So again, that in itself is a message, Kelly. Thank you for bringing that up, because I was focused on the unicorns and the energies of it. You brought it to my awareness. Then I created it. That shows what a powerful creator, master manifester we all are. Son of a bee. And that's where our true power comes in choosing our focal point, choosing what we want to focus on, choosing what we want to perceive. Because we can take any scenario, any situation, and extract from it what we want, even through using our imagination and saying something that seems really bad. You know, we can use our imagination and make it into good, and guess what? Then we're going to get that out of it. So, and I know those are basics of energy, but you know, there are things that we have to remember. And me revisiting if I should do my paragraphs is also just representative of anything you guys out there might be revisiting. There are always those times where, you know, we start walking on our path, and then something here stops us, and it causes a point of reflection and almost like not a crossroads, but sort of a crossroads. You can either continue on that path and continue sharing or delivering or doing whatever it is, or take another path. So those moments are really good, because what it does is it solidifies your energy in the truth of what you're doing if you continue on that path, or it's an opportunity to release it and say, okay, I'm so done with this, let's start something new. There is no right or wrong or anything, it's all good. But it's following that internal guidance of what to do. And if it feels good, then it is right. It didn't feel good what I was thinking about with my book, and it didn't feel good not to do that. It didn't feel good to have the doubt about it. And then as I, you know, went within and then was revealed a higher gained higher awareness, then it felt good, and then you step into it and do it. So that's the message today. Bam! Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. I love the way that you happen to pop on when I do these. Your input is very, very important, and your energy. Like, even though you're not right in front of me, as I read your words, I'm feeding off your energy. And when any two are gathered, then that energy exponentially multiplies, and that's beautiful. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Obviously, you know, anyone who watches this, there's got to be something there to gain, or else I wouldn't be watching it. So thank you very much, and I plan on seeing more unicorns and more dragons, and I know all of you are going to see more beauty and more love and more abundance, because that's what you're focused on. That's who you are, so focus on it. And because that's who you are, it's going to be so easy for you to see that in the rest of the world and to create it, because everything is created from what we see. All right. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for anybody else who happens to watch this. I love you. Have an awesome, awesome day.